The storming of the U.S. Capitol by Donald Trump supporters seeking to prevent Congress from certifying Joe Biden's victory happened 3 years ago, on January 6, 2021. But the president wants Americans to remember.
Trump's mob wasn't a peaceful protest. It was a violent assault.
On Friday, Biden warned that former President Donald Trump's efforts to retake the White House in 2024 pose a grave threat to the country.
Trump won't do what an American president must do. He refuses to denounce political violence. So hear me clearly. I'll say what Donald Trump won't. Political violence is never, ever acceptable in the United States political system. Never, never, never. It has no place in a democracy, none.
Calling democracy a sacred cause and pledging to defend it, Biden launched his sharpest attacks yet on Trump, his likely rival in the November presidential election. Trump kick-started his 2024 campaign with a rally in Iowa.
Biden's record is an unbroken streak of weakness, incompetence, corruption, and failure. Other than that, he's doing quite well, isn't he, don't you? That's a hell of a list. That's a hell of a list, right? That's why Crooked Joe is staging his pathetic fear-mongering campaign event in Pennsylvania today.
The attack on Trump marks a new phase in Biden's campaign. Focusing on Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election and the threat to democracy could be key to persuading people to vote for him as Biden faces dismal poll numbers, ending 2023 with only 39% favorability.
The remarks today simply demonstrate that Biden will stop at nothing to distract from the fact that he has the worst inflation in U.S. history, that he has put us on the brink of World War III, and that he has allowed the southern border to utterly collapse under his leadership over the past 3 years.
While Biden spoke, the Trump campaign said that Biden was the greatest threat to democracy and has weaponized the legal system against his chief political opponent. Trump has been indicted on 91 felony charges, including attempts to overturn the 2020 election under separate indictments from the state of Georgia and the federal government. He denies wrongdoing in all of them and leads by a wide margin among Republican primary candidates. He has signaled he will use the federal government to go after political opponents if he wins, prompting concerns about the trajectory of American democracy.
There are real stakes involved, and they need to be brought into stark relief. And I think Biden's trying to do that early on as part of this campaign.
On Friday, the Supreme Court agreed it will hear the appeal of last month's ruling by the Colorado Supreme Court that Trump cannot appear on the state's Republican primary ballot because he had engaged in insurrection. Maine has also barred Trump from the primary election ballot in the state because of his actions after the 2020 election. Patsy, Widakuswara, VOANews, Washington.